Morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching WYTV from. I am Odunwayo Adelere. I want to appreciate all our viewers out there, both home and abroad, for always staying glued to WYTV. And to our sponsor, Nokpa, about to say very big thank you to you. And King Victor Nigeria Enterprises, we say very big thank you to you. Thank you for always allowing all the shows on WYTV keep on showing. We say a very big thank you to you. Now, I always clamor that remember to adorn your health with herbals, because health is wealth. If you need any of the products, Nokpa herbals deals with Nokpa herbal mixture, herbal cool, herbal tonic, herbal bitters, herbal flusher powder, herbal energy powder, whichever you need. You can send a DM or call the number 08123143434, 08123143434. You can as well be a sponsor for any of the programs showing on WYTV. They're bringing your product as well. Let's make it known to the whole wide world. You know how we do it on this show. Bring to you news that made it to the top. We'll go on a short commercial break to our sponsor, Nokpa. When we come back, we'll talk on the one we should talk about. But I will not, the one that we'll be talking about, that will not be the only one talking. You can drop your own comment in the comment section. You can as well call in. Let me know your opinion on whatever we'll be discussing today. So on Punch newspaper this afternoon, we have petrol marketers import 123 million litres, continue talk with Dangote. Army debunks COAS death rumors, retires 15 generals. Grid collapses 105 times in 10 years despite $1.4 billion loan. Join politics to decide your fate, Otti tells youth. On Vanguard newspaper, we have high cost of toothpaste, Nigerians return to chewing steak. Ondo Gubar, PDP writes INEC demands redeployment of REC. Tinubu to Oyebanji, I'll stand by you. On Daily Post newspaper, we have NSAS Memorial, we were beaten, brutalized by police, protesters cry out. Civil War, you orchestrated Igbo killings, IPOB to go on. Edo, angry residents almost beat suspected thief till death. These are the news that made it to the top today. Let's go on a short commercial break to our sponsor, Nokpa. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stopped. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. I'll be right back.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. The family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa herbal mixture, the family's best bet.
With Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
With Nokpa for management of power.
You're welcome back from that short commercial break. That's our sponsor, Nokpa Herbals and King Victor Nigeria Enterprises. So the first one here says, join politics to decide your fate, Otti tells youth. The Abia State Governor Alex Otti has urged Nigerian youth to join politics to decide their fate and make a difference. Otti gave the advice during church service at the Transforming Church on Sunday in Abuja, the nation's capital. He's coming out to tell you that you are just sitting down and just talking and just shouting is not going to change anything in the Nigeria Constitution. The best thing for you right now is to make sure 100% you are joining the politics. If you are active 100% in politics and they vote you in, then the change can start from you as youth. He stated that every society needs the leadership it deserves, saying if you sit back and say politics is for politicians, the politicians will decide everything for you. I am challenging all the young youths here, don't shy away from politics. That is where decisions about your future are made. Quoting Psalm 62 verse 11, the governor said that power belongs to God and advised the youth against shying away from power. You can make a lot of changes if you have power, and that is what politics will give you to create the changes you want to see in the lives of your people. This is because holding a political office afford people the opportunity to affect the lives of more people than one can imagine, he said. If you are saying the government are not doing anything and you sit down just in your comfort zone and just condemn everything that the government is doing, there is no how the change will actually occur. But if you decide to participate actively 100% in politics, if you decide to say, okay, now we don't want the elders to decide for us, we want to decide ourselves, want to decide for ourselves, and by so doing you have to join politics, then definitely there is no how the table will turn, that it will turn to you. And once you get to that place, you can now make the change that you want positively on the nation at large and not just on yourself alone. Otti said that he left the banking sector in 2014 and joined politics to make a difference by doing things differently. The governor said that as the governor of Abia, he could affect the entire population of the state by just one action. He called on Christians not to pray alone but to complement it with hard work, adding that way their dreams and aspirations will come true. That according to this Christian saying that says faith without work is dead. You can't just say you are praying, no action, nothing is carried out. You just find out that everything you are doing, there is nothing to show for it. But once you pray and you use hard work attached to it, definitely everything is going to come out fine. That is when people will now ask you that, how did you do it? How did you come about it? It's so smooth, it's so... Then they will know that you already did your homework, you already did everything. Once you pray, remember to back your prayer with hard work. Hard work without prayer, according to what Otti is saying, is nothing, and prayer without hard work is nothing as well. During the sermon, the church leader, Pastor Sam Oye, who spoke on the goodness of God, called on Nigerians to keep their faith strong and not give up on their dreams. Reading from Psalms 119:68, Oye stressed the need for people to learn how to be good to others. He thanked Otti for visiting the church and reiterated the commitment of the church to pray for those in positions of leadership. So you have to be good to people around you before you can actually come out to say you want to dish out to the whole country at large. Politics begins from home. It begins from you and I. It is the way you do at home, and that is the same way you would actually find yourself coming out to come and do outside. So to make sure you want to have a positive impact on the society, you have to be good at home, and to your neighbor, you have to be good to your neighbor as well. High cost of toothpaste, Nigerians return to chewing stick. Should I say we've gotten to the brim whereby Nigerians now wallow in abject poverty. To now purchase toothpaste just to brush our teeth, Nigerians are suffering, we are crying, we are groaning. So hard that we cannot afford toothpaste. We have to go back to, in the time of the olden days, we have to go back to chewing stick. We are now going back to the old ways of living in Africa. No thanks to the excruciating economic conditions Nigerians are facing. Nigerians are going through a tough time, and it is indeed a tough one. But before we continue, let's go on a short commercial break to our sponsor. When I come back, we'll continue from where we stop. Don't go nowhere, stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Sweetheart. I can't afford to be late for this meeting.
You gave me the same excuse every day.
I always tell you the truth every... You know I will never disappoint you.
Everyone needs a hero, like Nokpa.
After Nokpa,
It is always Napa.
Nokpa for management of power.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. That's our sponsor, Nokpa. Like I said, high cost of living now makes Nigerians to go back to chewing stick because they cannot afford to buy toothpaste. We are now going back to the old ways of living in Africa, no thanks to the excruciating economic conditions Nigerians are facing. Gone are the days when we compete with brands and qualities of toothpaste. Even the lids of the toothpaste cost an arm 3 days, and only the super rich can afford them. But for an average family, we depend on God's mercies for moderate 1 or 2 meals out of the 3 required in a day. Spending 5,000 naira on toothpaste that may not last 2 weeks for an average family of 7 is a misplaced priority. So it is no wonder that chewing sticks are back to the stable of family needs, economy and lifestyle I've discovered. Originally, chewing stick was a valued hygiene therapy mostly for teeth due to their high medicinal content. Chewing sticks are ordinarily from plants with rich medicinal values, and families of old insisted members compulsorily use them every morning. Now, we are starting to see that everything that we have in Nigeria, in Africa, are things that can work for our health, that are good for our health, because of the cost of things that we are purchasing in the market. To afford to buy a toothpaste now is now difficult for an average family in Nigeria. Not toothpaste alone, we have other home these things that are needed that cannot even be afforded due to the high cost, that the high this thing on it. We need the government to actually work on it. If you ask this one, they will tell you it is full scarcity, high in full price. If you are, because everybody uses full. Anybody that is going to have toothpaste on his or her market would actually go to the market. We have to go use the mode of transportation to get the things they want to sell in their shop or wherever they are selling it. However, with the spread of civilization, toothpaste pushed the habit far into oblivion. But now, the ash economy has resuscitated the practice. According to Mr. Vincent Osamise, a photographer, he introduced the use of chewing sticks in his house when he spent 4,000 naira on toothpaste in 3 weeks. That is just little compared to some other people. They use more than that. Few months ago, I introduced the use of chewing sticks in house when I spent 4,000 for toothpaste in 3 weeks. My children use toothpaste like water. My wife was reluctant at first, saying she would do the buying. On trying it for a month, she was shouting and lamenting on the amount she has spent on toothpaste in a month. So this thing is actually affecting both the young, old, women, men, and every other person in Nigeria. The last but not the least, NSAS Memorial, we were beaten, brutalized by police, protesters cry out. Protesters who gathered at Lekki toll gate to honor victims of the October 2020 rallies have narrated their ordeal at the hands of security forces. Daily Post reports that the protesters faced stiff police resistance when they converged at the Lekki toll gate. The demonstrators were marking the 4th anniversary of the #NSAS protests against police brutality and extrajudicial killings at the Lekki toll gate. They have accused the police of brutalizing them during the memorial procession on Sunday. Daily Post recalls that a handful of protesters had gathered at Lekki toll gate to honor the memories of those who lost their lives during the October 2020 nationwide protest. The protests held October 2020, and yesterday made it 4 years when some youth actually laid down their life just to make sure that SARS went into extinction in Nigeria. We are protesters who wanted to mark the anniversary of the #NSAS, but were apprehended by a group of policemen under the leadership of Commissioner of Police. One of the protesters said in a video posted on X by human rights lawyer Effiong, "I am right here speaking to you from a Black Maria, brutalized and beaten by the police. My glasses were taken away from my eyes by a police officer without any provocation. We are asking today when it became illegal to protest in this country." Daily Post report that Nigerian police force had arrested the demonstrators on Sunday. The protesters were arrested at Lekki toll gate in Lagos State on Sunday, October 2024, and locked up in a Black Maria. Nigeria, it is in the constitution that we have the freedom of expression. We can come out to protest if whatever you are doing is not in line with, we are not okay with whatever thing you are giving us. But now, Nigeria made us to understand, the government is making us understand that your freedom is not even guaranteed even after expressing yourself. You are now making it difficult for somebody to want to come out. I have somebody killing me, I am being killed gradually, and you still expect me to keep quiet and not say anything. People are coming out just to do the remembrance of their fellow youth that died during the October 2020 NSAS protest, and what did they gain from it? Being taken away in Black Maria, and to do what? If this one had not come out to do the recording or whatever, we wouldn't have even known if anything had actually happened at Lekki toll gate. And we could recall that October 2020, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, came out and said there was nothing of such at Lekki toll gate. There was no killings, there was no shooting. All the videos that you saw were not even real at all. Yet the light went off, there was sporadic shooting and all that, and still you still came out to tell us there was nothing also. Years after you came out and said you allocated some amount of money to bury those that died during the end SARS protest. Those that died, where did you get their corpses from? Were they the corpses that you just picked on the road and all that? Now these people are coming out to express their, to show that those that died October 20, 2020 did not die in vain. Let us just show our solidarity to them. And what you did again is to pick some people and lock them up in Black Maria. I feel Nigeria can actually do better than this. Until we get to a point whereby when somebody or a group of people come out to say we don't want this, and after coming out to express themselves, they allow them to walk freely. That is when I would actually agree that Nigeria has actually gotten to a place that we know that Nigeria is getting better. Federal government, this is to you. Alright, I've come to the end of News Review today. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, on YouTube, on X account, on TikTok, on Instagram, at Wisdom Yard Online TV. Thanks to our sponsor, Nokpa Abals, and King Victor Nigeria Enterprises. We say a very big thank you to you. So we'll come again on your screen. I remain my humble self, Odunayo Adelere. Be good and be fine. Bye for now.